Always checking for ticks. Anyway, so here's an update on the chestnuts. Every one of the chestnuts that I planted is alive. They've been put behind the screen. You'll see that in a previous episode where I did that work. So today I'm adding to the canopy on this mountain by adding Serviceberry, which is it's another native, and it's really cool. Cedar waxwings love it, bears love it, deer love it, everything loves this. And so I'm putting 3 of those in today, 2 down near the creek, and then 1 up towards the front of the property. So that's the idea. Every trip I take to the property, I'm adding more. Eventually, if and when we move here, there'll be a fruiting canopy, which I'm pretty excited about. There are plenty of blackberries here. I'm noticing a lot of things during the summer that I've not noticed previously, and that makes me really excited to know that some of these things are beginning to grow. I'm not touching the landscape. The landscape's going to basically come back on its own. I'm going to help by adding certain natives that are not here. The chestnut being one of them. If you know anything about that, the blight's eventually going to kill the chestnuts that I've planted. Could be 10 to 20 years down the line. Maybe 1 or 2 could grow. I don't know. I doubt it. But I'm excited to have a part of the life cycle back to this little piece of property. Add some diversity. So anyway, that's what I'm doing today. If you like the video, like it, share it, comment. That would be great. I like to talk to people. I'll take great ideas if you have some. I'm sure you do. So anyway, like, subscribe, and here's some more. I'm basically putting 3 serviceberries in. The first 2 will be down in this area. where I've already put in some red maple. This is a wildflower area. It's natural. It was cut flat probably a little less than a year ago. And you can see it just popped right back. Some flowers in here, really beautiful. Pollinators, hummingbirds, you name it. This is a great area because it's right against the stream, and the creek and this open area right here, I'm imagining might be good for bats. So at some point I'm gonna put a bat box out here. This is the easier digging. I brought a pick just in case. But anyway, I'm gonna put 3 of these in, and then I gotta water them, and then I'll take you for a little tour of the property. Only me. Good morning. So if you're wondering, the property is right next to a hiking trail. And there's a lot of folks that use the trail. It's like 25 miles of trail system. The trail that I have at the on the property is more of a footpath. It's not as developed. The more people that use it, I'm sure it will be, but I want it more primitive. I don't want it unsafe, so I've got a bunch of switchbacks on it because I intend to use this property for a lot of years to come. So as I plant these, I mark them all. I've got to do this 2 more times. This stuff's really good too. You should inhale it heavily. It's really good for you. And that's how I mark them. You know, a little trick by the way. When you're done with these, always go upside down. And you'll see it clear in a minute. Right there. And so that clears the paint on the tube. So that's one serviceberry. I'm gonna get back and I gotta water these. I'm gonna use water out of the creek. Show you something else real quick. The proximity of these serviceberry to the maple that I put in last time I was up here. It's a good distance. Serviceberry, they're really good for everything from bears to cedar waxwings. These things put a lot of fruit out. They're really neat, and everything really enjoys them. Very nutritious. People can eat them. Make all kind of fruit type stuff, probably jams, pies, that type of thing. But let me show you how close this is to the maple that I put in. So that's the maple I just put in probably 6 weeks ago. It's doing well. The deer didn't find that one. The others were nibbled on. And here is the serviceberry that I just put in just now, the one you watched me. So they're pretty close. And like I said, this area is a beautiful, beautiful wetland that serves as a wildflower area. You can just see them. And it's really cool. The creek is right beyond that little area there. And then this is all wildflowers. It's kind of orient you a little bit more. The place that I keep my tools under that bench is way up there on that little rise. And beyond that, the front of the property, the van's there, but you can't see that during this time of year. This area is a different view of the wildflower area. They're just really beautiful. This is one of the sugar maple. I didn't have to do any pruning this year because the deer have pruned it for me, which is absolutely fine. Something nutritious they can eat. You can see I planted that one using another red stake. And then right over here, got my my pawpaw tree. And it's next to the stake, not this milkweed. The pawpaw is actually looking pretty good. They're all rooting, which is excellent. And then right next to the pawpaw, not too close though, is my other maple, which I planted 5 of these. This one's been nibbled on too, which again, I'm fine. The deer like those little red shoots. So you can see I've done a number of plantings. pawpaw. I've got red maple. Today is serviceberry. And you can see I've been doing it quite some time because you can see the red markers up the hill. That's the pawpaw I just had in the frame. But you can see I've planted some other things. That's a test site right there. I planted rhododendron. I used clippings with some root hormone, and they all are alive, just like everything I've planted so far. If they're dead, they're staying green for 2 months, so I don't think they're dead, but I'm just leaving them alone, letting them get used to the soil and the amount of water that's in this place. So basically, I'm putting these in 3 different regions of the property. One down near the water. Um, that soil was not wet, but it drains well. When it does rain, it gets pretty wet. One under the canopy, um, largely because unlike the areas around us, this property was cleared recently, which I don't like. Um, so I want to replant as much as I can um, while allowing the forest to recover on its own. So I have one more of these towards the front of the property, and then the hard work is over. Then I'm going to shoot some wildlife, I think, if I can find some. It's getting warmer, so I may have to shoot it tonight or maybe one of these mornings coming up, assuming it's not going to be raining. One more serviceberry. One more to go. 3. It's good. Always check your gloves. Make sure there's not like a bug or something in there. Ow! Just kidding. Demonstrating my point. So the key to planting things, anything, is to water it in. So all the service berries are in, they're all watered, and now I think I'll probably get some photography done, maybe put up the drone so you can see what the property looks like from the top. Okay, let's take a walk through the property. So we'll get back to this beginning of the trail first, but follow the chestnut. And they are really doing quite well. Serviceberry, put that in this weekend. More chestnut. This one's probably the tallest one, a couple feet, and looks good. It's green. It's summer. This one over here, and that's right at the front of the property. So back to the little trail. Probably get the drone up a little later. Gotta charge some batteries. So this is the trail. Footpath, maybe. Footpath. I like footpath. It's not perfect, but I'm not running on it. Had a very large tree come down in a storm 6 months ago. It's where I keep my tools, where I store them. You can see I got a ton of stuff up under there. Some of the stuff comes back with me, but let's cover it with a tarp while I'm here. Boy, that's a hazard. Glad I have insurance. Coming up on the other set of chestnuts. We're going to leave the path again. That's another one. Looking good. These two are close together, but I'm not so concerned about that because I don't expect that they're both going to live because of the blight. But who knows? Doing real well. Real good. Saw a video the other night on some dude getting bit by a copperhead. So they're up here. Timber rattlers too, so I'm keeping my eye out these days. Rhododendron, looking good. It's dry, but it's the summer. And this is kind of like a future boundary. That's the serviceberry. I watered them in, so they should last. Hopefully the roots will have time to grow in before fall. Eventually, I want to restore this property. I want it similar to what is over there. It's thick, a lot of undergrowth. I really like that with some areas of sun coming through. But back to the footpath. It'd be funny if I fell using the GoPro now. So that would definitely record everything. These are all holly, American holly. They're really nice. They're growing up. They're some of the first things to kind of snap back after the previous owner cut everything back pretty severely. These are rhododendron. Oops, let me move that. You can see it right there. It's green. So I'm pretty happy about that. Get some of this stuff out of the way so it doesn't have to compete. That was made from a cutting, and I believe it's still alive. I mean, I didn't do anything other than put some root hormone on it. Well, I'll pull that out carefully. It's poison ivy. More rhododendron. You can see it's alive right here. I put 3 in as a test to see if it's a cheaper way to grow things. I think it is. This one's doing real well too. Right there. But I'm gonna hand weed some of this stuff. Just slow it down anyway. Give these guys a chance to grow. I think it's alive. Everything looks good on it. They feel like they're alive. They got some moisture. As I said, it's a test. It's only a test. Okay, down the trail. We're gonna go to the wildflower area, which I especially like, really, really like. I didn't realize how beautiful it was until this time. You can see everything's just growing so lush. This stuff here apparently is an exotic, which one weekend I come up here, I'm gonna just cut a lot of that crap out. I hear it's hard to kill, but you just gotta keep cutting it and cutting it and cutting it. Okay. If you guys have been watching, you know that I planted pawpaw, and that's a pawpaw. And it's growing. Everything is growing. So we'll make a left first off the footpath. So this is the maple that I bought. Bought 5 of these, and you can see the deer have had their way with this maple. But that's fine. I don't mind. They like the little red shoots. So that's the whole purpose of what I'm doing, is to create a place that has value to wildlife. Here's another pawpaw. Different color, it's a little lighter, not as green, but it looks healthy. So, and this is further down, closer to Bull Creek. So let me head to this maple. This maple really got chewed up, but again, I don't care. You can see all the new growth. It's kind of beautiful red, actually. And this is out that way is where the deer bed. They haven't started doing it yet, but there's like a thicket, and they just sit down there at night. But you can see the wildflowers are just profuse. Just gorgeous. I wish I had time to get into photography and videography and get better at this, because there's just so much to see. And now, go to the other side. I'll show you a few more things that I've planted. Basically what I do, I plant everything, and there's another pawpaw. This one looks like it got nibbled a little bit, but it's alive. Not worried. Not worried at all. And here's the 3rd pawpaw that I planted. And they're doing well. You can see I marked everything with a red stakes. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. This is the meadow area, and right now is a lot of milkweed, wildflowers. I guess this will keep blooming. I mean, it's pretty neat how this was essentially mowed to nothing. I mean, half an inch. They just butchered it. And now everything's growing back. Now, I don't know what these are. These might be sycamore, but I don't know, but they're going to be a tree. I know they're native. So at some point I'm going to come through here and basically remove the ones that I know are not going to, they're going to compete too much, I guess is what I want to say. Wildflowers. It's really gorgeous. And this is about, you know, the highest growth out here is 10 feet or so. And it's a wetland, I think. There's some foliage and vegetation that would appear from my Florida knowledge to be wetland. And they got some other things. I just have no clue what these guys are. Absolutely no clue. They look like they'd hurt, so I'm not going to touch them. Another day. More wildflowers. This will be maybe a future place to have a bonfire, I don't know, but it's right against the creek. I think you can see that. And there are trout in here, which is, didn't expect that. It's the property there. So looking back on it, you can see we're in the middle of a wildflower prairie, I guess you could say. A lot of pollinators. See, I put another serviceberry back here. Right there. You can see I used a weed eater and knocked down everything on it. Looks like it's already got some bugs on it, which Japanese beetle, I don't know. I'm not sure. Right about there, see them? Maybe Japanese beetles, I don't know. It's probably bad if that's what they are, but I don't know what they are. It's interesting they found this already. I mean, it's been in the ground 90 minutes maybe. And check out the, well, this is another maple. You can see the deer have pruned this one, but again, I'm fine with that. I don't mind. Put 5 of those in. The creek is right there. Little bridge going to the creek. Very nice. And this, of course, goes to the trail system, which basically is right out the back door. And then we got some other things. I think these might be, and correct me, wild raspberries. Anybody know? I don't think they're blackberries. They're growing a little differently. I think they're edible because I was with somebody who put them in their mouth and there was no reaction, so I'm assuming they won't kill you flat out. But what do I know? This is a water source in case, who knows what goes on with our future, but got water. This is all rhododendron in here. Big thicket. And go onto the tree. A lot of rhododendron. You can see how thick it is back there. Kind of neat. And this is the easiest place for me to get water. So when I'm planting things, just come right down here. Just fill up the water, that, and cool off a little bit. It is nice, beautiful. Bull Creek, named after the last bison that was taken in this area near Riceville. Oh, I just saw a fish actually try to eat something on the surface of the water. That's neat. Pretty cool. This hiking trail is pretty heavily used. The hiking app, All Trails, has it listed. There's more that berry. And that area looks like something's been using it actually. Maybe some sort of pathway. There's a lot of bears in here. A lot of bears. Just gorgeous. And it's so cool here compared to Florida. God, it's nice. It's just amazing how beautiful it is up here. It's comfortable, not sweating, unless I'm out in the middle of the sun actually working. And that's the meadow. It's the property up top. Definitely got the drone up here. This meadow is going to be great. I'm thinking about maybe putting a bat house out here because it's clear up top, and I've got the water source right there next to it. Plenty of insects, so maybe a bat house right in the middle of the prairie. I don't know. Anyway, head back now. So that's the tour, the grand tour of the property. It's short, but a quick run through. And I'm gonna keep working. Make sure if you like this, you subscribe, share. We're in the Smoky Mountains, basically restoring a piece of property to its historical look. Everything from chestnuts to serviceberries, maple, pawpaw. I want a forest garden. I want to be able to find nutrition growing in the forest, but I also want wildlife to use it. Learning about Doug Tallamy, really a neat professor out of, I think, Duke. I may be wrong about that. Probably am. But that's okay. I'm wrong about a lot. Don't say anything.